Alrighty guys, welcome back to some more Trails Beyond the Horizon. Last episode, we got to go view Agnes's house. We had previously seen it in a cutscene, but never actually got to explore the district and explore her house. And so, gotta have T with the president, not president with the T. And after that, came back and traded information with Elaine and Zin of the Bracer Guild. After that, they told us that there is a terrorist organization in work and have asked us to try to take them down, and Elaine decided to join us for the adventure. And so in this episode, we're going to try to see if we can solve the case, but we have a much bigger thing awaiting us just up ahead at that board. But before that, if you guys do like this video and this series, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It'll really help me out, and it'll help make sure you don't miss any upcoming videos. With all that out of the way, let's get into it. So, all we have left to do here in Old Town is to investigate this board. Now, well, we'll just get into it. You'll know what this is if you've seen Daybreak 2's Let's Play, so let's go ahead and check it out. No 4 SPGs or particularly curious cases to speak of. Not that peace at home's anything to complain about. Would you prefer we head to the other districts on our docket in that case? Yeah, especially the ones we couldn't make it into in the morning. Let's get chugging along. What the? Never seen this number before. Before I go, I wanted to mention you might be contacted by someone else about a separate issue. Don't tell me.
My apologies for the sudden call. Am I speaking with Mr. Arkwright?
Is that T.O.?
This is Altina Orion.
Oh, it's Altina.
Strategic
Never mind.
Research Laboratory. We met yesterday at Marduk headquarters.
They have similar voices. Oh, so it's you. Hey, Altina, did something happen? It's a pleasure to speak with you again, Miss Orion. Might you perhaps have some business with my employer? A Thor's alumnus, and a former intelligence agent of the Imperial Army, from what I hear. That's one hell of a resume for someone around Agnes's age. It would seem that the military academy is not where her present affiliations end, however. She sure is pretty, though. Looks like those would make a killer splash on the silver screen.
As it happens, I am not contacting you today as a representative of Thor's. Rather, I have a request from the Epstein Foundation's Crossbell branch, of which I am an associate member.
Well, I wasn't completely wrong. Tio is also a member of the Epstein Foundation in Crossbell.
To the office for this convo. Had a feeling it was gonna get involved. You seriously aren't pulling our legs here, though? The garden's been taken over again?
The Nihon Garten, the VR simulator developed by the Marduk company. Jin did mention this to me in passing. That said, I find it difficult to believe Marduk would throw the task of reclaiming their own service over to the Epstein Foundation.
Agreed. But unfortunately, those are the facts.
I can confirm this as well, after having inquired into the matter myself. In April, we, alongside a number of allies, eradicated the source of the Nihon Garten's anomalies. That following May, it received a major bug fix update. And in June, just prior to the beta version's release, a certain force struck. And now, the Nihon Garten has been usurped once more.
Not to mention, it wasn't achieved through a backdoor method, like the Garden Master did via a Genesis. Though it wouldn't be accurate to call it legitimate either. They've used the latest hacking techniques to seize control.
No shit? Isn't Marduk's net tech supposed to be some of the best on the continent?
And the Epstein Foundation should be their rival on that front. So why dump this whole thing into their laps?
Well, not the whole thing, technically. We'll still be providing some bare-bones user assistance.
Mirabelle!
Couldn't even go one day without popping up out of the blue again, could you?
Developments such as these are the sort I would prefer to be informed about beforehand.
My bad. General Manager's orders were to let the Foundation take the lead on this. I'll stick around while things get off the ground and then turn over the reins. That a-okay with you, Altina?
Yes, of course. The handover is not yet complete, after all.
Thank you kindly. Now, a picture's worth 1,000 words, so... Here's a peek at what's become of the Nihon Garten.
You probably recognize that symbol as well.
The name certainly does suit its new appearance.
That emblem. There's no question who it belongs to.
Are they even trying to be subtle?
The Society of Ouroboros. We've encountered them several times over this past year. Does this mean the Oathbreakers hijacked Marduk's systems?
Yeah, so that's the part we're stumped on. The Oathbreakers no tech whiz, though, so I'm leaning towards some of their other big shots being behind this.
I've heard the Society utilizes an enigmatic system language known as the Astral Code. No doubt they have specialists capable of handling such technology.
Yes, the Epstein Foundation is currently mobilizing its own experts to analyze the situation. To be perfectly honest, however, this takeover is progressing at a pace we can't hope to match. What's more, when the Society hijacked the Garten, Marduk completely isolated it from the general Orbital network. It is now accessible only via Marduk's communication satellite, the Foundation's research channels, and the Society's Astral Code network.
The Foundation's trying and all, but there are these beefy protections set up at key points in the system. That ain't even the stickiest part. From what we learned, those protections can only be removed by capturing the Garten's internal domains.
So you expect us to be your troubleshooters again? Not too in love with the idea, frankly.
I concur. Though Marduk aside, I can't help but sympathize with the Foundation.
Incidentally, Marduk approached us offering to release some of the Zypha Standard's core technologies to the public in exchange. Given the Foundation's mission statement of spreading orbital technology across the continent, it was an offer we couldn't refuse.
Kind of a slimeball gambit there.
Even as their employee, I must concur.
Can't lie, we're real stinkers. It is true, though, that Marduk's got no resources to spare, what with our full involvement in the space program. Sure, the network's closed, so we could just look the other way, but wherever the Society sticks its fingers, the Guild's not far behind. And, well, since they're backed by the Foundation, passing the baton over just makes sense, you know?
In that sense, this matter has no direct relation to anyone at Arkwright Solutions. It's simply that given your previous success in fully recapturing the original Garten, the Foundation believes you are the best candidates for this task. Nevertheless, I believe the Foundation can pledge both satisfactory compensation and technological support. Would you be willing to consider our request? Or 4SPG, rather, in your terms.
We got a lot on our plate too, so I can't promise we'll take on the whole kit and caboodle. Still, no harm in us giving things a once-over to start.
You're certain it's no bother?
Yep. We lost track of what the Society's up to, and this here might give us a lead. The rest of you guys cool with that?
Uh-huh. It should make for good training, just like before. Not to mention the rewards.
No objections here either. I'm rather curious about the Society's hacking technology.
Sounds like a pain in the neck, ass, and everything in between. But hey, getting to sharpen our battle senses during off hours isn't all bad.
Yeah, why not? I'd like to know how they managed to heist a whole virtual space.
Hearing the adversity Celise and Leon faced in this Garten has me inclined to take a stab at it myself.
Naturally, you can count me in as well. I can't turn a blind eye where the Society is involved.
You have our gratitude, everyone.
In that case, the first order of business will be to issue you an authentication ID in the form of a provisional contract.
Oh, and let me send this app over while we're at it.
Grim search? Oh, don't tell me.
Could this be a new version of the shard search we've used before?
Yes, it's been specifically tailored for the Grim Garten. Because of the Garten's current makeshift series of connections that span 3 different organizations, the old access points are somewhat unstable. It is for this reason, presumably, that special tokens and portals are being newly generated across urban areas of the Republic.
Those would be Grim tokens and Grim portals, name-wise. Oh, and just so you know, the portals are orbital net nodes, same as the gates that granted access to the Nihon Garten. And the tokens are fragments of Garten resources, just like the ones used for all those cube analysis goodies.
Got it. So step numero uno is to ferret out one of those grim portals then.
I'll link the app to our standard protocol shard search. Let's scour around Old Town to start.
Shard search has been unlocked. Each district contains its own Grim portal at a specified location, as well as Grim tokens that can be collected. Grim tokens are little pink shards that you can get to spend in the Grim Garten. And portals will take you to the Grim Garten. All of this can be found by shard searching. I knew that the Grim Garden existed in this game, but I didn't know that there were going to be the tokens, or I wouldn't have said anything a little while back. It's going to make us, well, we actually don't need to go get the tokens, but I will, of course, be collecting all of the tokens. I'll be showing where all of them are in this game. Oh.
Would you like to try a shard search?
I will. Unlike in Daybreak 2, where there was, like, tokens everywhere, there's really only a few tokens in each area. However, when you pick one up like this, you'll notice we got 1,000 instead of just picking up like 8 or 9 back in Daybreak 2. The last one, because there are only 3 here, is all the way over here. I'm actually curious if I let it disappear. Can I... If it's invisible and I walk over it... Okay, I do not pick it up. I was curious. And there we go. We picked up those Grim tokens, and that's all of them. There really isn't much here. So instead, now we'll go over to the garden itself, the portal, which is right over here, and we'll go ahead and interact with it. There is an achievement for finding every portal in the game, so I will be showing them all off. Pretty much today, we'll be getting like half the portals, since there is one in every single district and every single location, no matter who you're playing as. So, is this one of those Grim portal things? Its appearance differs drastically from the ones we used the last time Marduk petitioned our aid. Yes, I would call its design rather antiqued, dating back to the Middle or Dark Ages. I suspect it reflects the personal aesthetics of whichever society member is behind this takeover. Guess it takes all kinds to make an evil organization. Hey, not like they don't already have people waltzing around in bougie fur coats and gothic dresses. Alright then. Can't get letting down our new big-time client, so let's ready up and access the portal. Oh yeah, and we'll want to call our office sitter over, too, while we're at it. Grim portal discovered. For discovering it, I think this is actually a one-time thing, but we got some G tokens in Zemuria. Now, let's talk about the Grim Garden. So, we'll go ahead and walk up to the garden, and let's access it. Access the Grim Garden. This is where it works slightly different than both the Marchian Garden back in Daybreak 2, as well as the Corridors of Reverie back in Reverie. We'll go ahead and start game, because I guess we're like kind of in a game. And this is like the only time we'll really get a cutscene. What is this place? It certainly has ambiance, a bit too much even. Grim Garten Gateway Interstitial Mini-Domain? Huh. This and Heilong Cheng Zai have the same abandoned ruins vibe going. It definitely matches the ancient castle look on the outside. At any rate, this area appears to be a hub from which we can launch our incursions. Yep, that's about the size of it. Gotta level with you, though. Why the enemy even bothered setting this place up is a real head-scratcher. That aside, the Foundation's project team has managed to secure this gateway. For our initial 4SPG, we'd like you to retake the first domain, located just beyond here. Works for me. A little trial run should give us an idea of how far this strays from the Marchian version. Let's get the ball rolling as soon as we're ready. Yes, it may be necessary to rearrange the members of our strike team beforehand. So this Garten is a place founded upon fixed codes and rules, is it? I shall strive to be of some use on my first foray with it. About the Grim Garden. It is a bonus dungeon with minigame elements that progresses separately from the main story. Though mandatory during the first half of the story, it can afterward be continued optionally at your own pace. Clearing it when possible is recommended, however, as doing it will unlock narrative-related side stories and a variety of content useful for progression. I can probably explain that a little bit better. So I'm going to be going based off Daybreak 2. It might be different in this game. Essentially, this is completely optional except for the couple of times it forces you in here. The problem is, the enemies when you get out of this area will be scaled as if you had completed the Grim Garden. So the next time we get to a dungeon, let's say these Grim Garden enemies are level 12, and so they're meant for you to get up to level 13, then the enemies in the next dungeon will be level 14, intending you to get up to level 15 and so on. If you skip the Grim Gardens when they become available, you will likely be underpowered for the rest of the game. Secondly, if it is the same as it was in Daybreak 2, while it is technically optional, the story doesn't really make full sense unless you have cleared it. As they mentioned there, they said, oh yeah, you guys stopped the Marhin Garden, and Zin and Fee helped out with that. If you not only did not complete the Marhin Garden back in Daybreak 2, as well as if you did not complete the post-game Marhin Garden, then again, it just doesn't really make sense. So, what I will be doing, and what I highly recommend you do as well, is when you get a new Grim Garten, you come here and you beat it as soon as possible. Now, we'll go ahead and talk about the actual Grim Garten itself, but we're going to go ahead and do a party lineup. Press LT to change the party for the main story and the Grim Garden and adjust each party member's equipment. We're actually going to be using Fairy for this, as well as using Katre. I'll explain why once we get into it, but we will be using them for a very specific reason. Now, let's go ahead and conquer the Garten. This is the area selection screen. So it shows us ascending the castle as we make our way through the Garten. By the way, is this piece me? Yes, that's the player character. It was provided by the Foundation. To be more precise, it's an avatar modeled after you, Mr. Arkride. Oh, and FYI, your class is called Shackled Hero. Pretty sweet name, huh? How do I feel like you're enjoying this? That's 'cause I am. Incidentally, access to the Garten will be denied if you try using a normal avatar. As the saying goes, when in Calvard, do as the Calvardians do. That's the prerequisite to conquering this world. Well, if that's how the game works, we'll just have to roll with it. Okay, so first I gotta step through the door in front of me, right? Yes, if you would. So essentially, this will point out what floor you're on or what domain you're on. On top of that, you can see over on the right side the level. So we're going to be fighting from level 10 to 12. And if you display map, you can get a full view of the Grim Garten. But of course, right now, we're just on level 1. So we'll go ahead and step in. And here's our map. What is this place? This is the first domain's board. The player is allowed to move 1 tile per turn. There's a max of 3 movement options. Up and right, up and left, or straight ahead. Note that you are forbidden from moving directly to the side or backwards. Now please, select your destination. You got it. So, stage mission. This is essentially like a board game. Grim Garden game boards feature several types of tiles. You can select a tile from the 3 available. There are objectives, which look like doors, treasure chests, which look like chests, stat enhancements, which will increase your stats, Mira, which are the little coins, G tokens, which are the little pyramid shapes, palm battles, which are the exact same kind of palms we've been fighting out in the world that are invisible, and a mystery effect. Essentially, you'll go ahead and walk up and go to these different tiles. So do we want Mira, or do we want a consumable? I personally want Mira, so we're going to go over here, and we obtain some Mira. And now because we've gone here, we no longer can go left, so you have to make a choice on the row you're on. Mira acquired. Well done. I get it now. So I just got to go at it one step at a time. What's that up ahead? That's a door square. This is a core mechanic of the Grim Garten. Every door leads to a miniature dungeon with varying structures. As you traverse, you'll have to complete missions that change from door to door. That part's the same as Marhin Garden. Alright, let's get down to business, you guys. Good luck! So, this is what's actually very interesting, because Marhin Garden and the Corridor of Reverie both got really bad reviews. Those are 2 of the worst reviewed games in the entire series. So I was surprised they brought this back, but here we are. Apparently this one is actually pretty good compared to the other ones. So this is our tile. You'll see here we have objectives. To perform our S-crafts 3 times, to activate 2 devices, and to slay 1 powerful foe. The only one you have to do to move on to the next area is the red one. However, you can do the optional ones for better rewards. We will be doing our best to get those optional objectives completed. So let's go ahead and hop in. And here we are. Elfenwald, the Spectral Forest. How beautiful, though not much less creepy than the castle part. Yes, perhaps a society member in charge truly did cater it to their tastes. Either that, or it got influenced into becoming this way on its own somehow. Yeah, like how it was with that wannabe demon lord we found at the innermost depths of the Marhian Garden. Van. You speak of the copied Apocrypha text used by the Garden Master, yes? It was masquerading as Vagrant's Diaspora, I'm told. Yes, we managed to defeat it with help from a few others, thereby setting it free. But the transformation taking place this time is even more bizarre than back then. Can't afford to take this lightly. Still, this first domain doesn't seem all that expansive. Protection's probably set up at the endpoint. Let's sweep this place up, Guardians included. Tamam. Let's find out exactly what the Society is trying to accomplish. About the 3 higher elements. 3 higher elements, time, space, and mirage, may be active in certain places with greater spiritual energy, such as the Grim Garten. Monsters in these areas can be strong or weak to these elements, and the power of time, space, and mirage arts is increased. Be aware that these locations also add unique AT bonuses, such as ones that allow you to inflict status ailments. Essentially, there's special things and special weaknesses in these areas. Come to think of it, about that awakening thing Van can use. I should be able to make it work with my Grim Cat powers too. And time to show myself off in a full wild mode. Judith can now transform into Grim Cat in the field. So this is her awakened. She turns into her alter ego, which is Grim Cat, which is kind of like a Robin Hood character. This is what we just went over, that there are additional objectives you can complete for additional rewards. And here we go. So what we're going to be doing here is this first stage should be more than enough to actually complete the 4 times tactical bonus during combat. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to an area with a bunch of enemies. Based off what I'm seeing right now, that looks like it's going to be the right side. Like, I know I don't have a cursor, but like right where that little first, when we go from this area over to the right, because there looks like there's about 4 enemies there, plus a big enemy. Now, I could try right here, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 small enemies just right here to my top right. So we might try this first. Essentially, what we're going to do, we're going to lure as many as possible, activate a quick arts, perform a perfect dodge, use a charge attack, swap to somebody else, and then get the stun and attack. So, we're going to go ahead, and I know it's a lot to take in, but we're going to go ahead and do all that. So go ahead and grab these guys, pull them over here. We want to keep them aggroed. We'll pull these guys over here. Come on. And we're going to pull these guys into the fight as well. So now we are in a big fight with a bunch of enemies. So we'll go ahead and use a... So we used a quick arts. We want to do a perfect dodge as well. So if I can get a perfect dodge here. We're just going to keep dodging until we get the perfect... There we go. Perfect dodge. SCLM chain. Then we're going to switch to somebody else. Use the stun. And then we're going to go ahead and hop into it. So, with that done, we did our perfect dodge. We did a quick arts. We did a charge attack. And we swapped to somebody else. Now, we're going to use a shard command immediately. So, we'll go ahead and use... probably damage plus 60, Klein Force. Everything you do is going to give us a bonus at the end. You can see right... Well, I'll show you at the very end because it's hard to explain. But after we use the shard command, we're going to use the S-Craft with Fairy. So if we can get the most possible kills with Fairy here, we can get a Vanquisher bonus as well. So I think we want to do this. I don't want to hit everybody because we don't want to get out of the fight. But I think right here will be good. So Fairy will use her S-Craft. Wipe out a bunch of enemies. Now, we want to wait for Katre. We want to use 3 items. So, we also want to attack with something that has a side weakness. Nope, that's it. It's this. So, we're looking for a back attack bonus or side bonus. Okay, so we have back attack bonus, but none of these guys have their back turned to us. So, instead, we're going to use a Tear Balm because we want to use 3 items here. Cool. This is dual arts. Essentially, it's teaching us that you can do things that have multiple ailments, and if it's weak to one of them, it'll do additional damage. We do want to get 1 weakness art, but we want to get the side attack bonus, so we're going to back up so we only hit this guy with the side attack bonus. Perfect. That's an overkill. And now we're just going to use, quickly, 2 more items. So another Tear Bomb. He'll go ahead and do something. And then we will go ahead and use 1 more Tear Bomb on Fairy. That is all 3 of our items. And now all we need to do is get a art weakness damage. So we'll go ahead and use a Hydro Cannon with Katre. We'll go ahead and we're just going to prep as many as possible. Desert's Edge, because it hits a weakness. And this should, as long as we land it, get the kill. We're going to defend. There we go. We hit a weakness to an art. And now, we're just going to go for the kill. So let's go ahead, do the punch, and then do another punch here. And we have the stun, and I believe we can actually even go crazier here with the EX chain. And now if I slow down, we will see, we will get this result. So we got the 4.1 tactical bonus. There's an achievement for getting a 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, and 4.0 tactical bonus. And that is as high as it gets. You can see what you get bonuses to. So you get a +1 if you get a perfect dodge, a 0.1 for charge attacker, a 0.1 for swapper, and so on. That's why we did everything we did there, so we could get as high as possible. And even still, we just barely hit that 4.1 mark. But that is all we needed to do. So that is an achievement done that we do not have to worry about for the rest of the game, which is very good because this is typically one you can't get till much later. So see here, it's the triple tactical bonus. This is some Sepith masses, and more importantly, the quadruple tactical bonus gives us the Jabberwocky, which gives you the chance to absorb magic attacks. Pretty good. On top of that, we got the sextuple kill for 2 U materials. And we got the septuple kill for 4 more U materials. The only other thing we could do is get our octuple kill, which is killing 8 of them at the same time. But we'll essentially have to wait until we get a better lineup in order to do that. Now, that's all I needed Fairy for. Katre was there just in case Fairy didn't hit all the enemies. But we can just go ahead and swap them around and clear out the rest of the Garten. So we had all those bonus objectives. I want to say there's a way to view it. It's not here. Oh, it's just right there. Activate 2 devices and slay a powerful foe and perform 3 S-crafts. So these are powerful foes. They're just the ones that are purple. So we'll go ahead and just try to get rid of you. I'm actually going to Grimcat activation. I think, well, no, I won't. Because it won't let me right now. I was hoping I could. I guess my Awaken has to be maxed before I can go into Grimcat. I don't know why I'm playing as Judith. I want to be playing as, not Judith. Let's go ahead and Argent Thorn. And then Burgard. We need to use S-breaks, so, or was it S-crafts? I think it's crafts. No, we're just going to S-break. I don't care. This is Knights of Arcadia. This is like one of my favorite looking S-breaks in the game. Don't know how she grows wings, because that's never happened in like anybody's things, unless they actually have real wings. So I think it's really cool that she grows them and then just slashes through the enemies. Elaine is a lot of people's favorite character. It's a lot of people's favorites of characters. A lot of people really like her. And we'll go ahead and hit this guy. Once again, I do recommend you defeat every enemy whenever you go into the garden. Not only for XP, but also because these count towards the enemies you need to kill in order to fully fill up your enemy book. So, this is Grim Knight Rogue. I'm not a big fan of this one. It's been the same pretty much every time, but hey, if you like Grimcat, you like this one, right?
Now for the climax. Grim Knight Rouge!
Grim Knight Rouge. And now we'll just go ahead and Howling Ruin. And that'll be these guys. Perfect. That is all 3 S-crafts completed, meaning the portal to escape opens up.
What'd you expect?
But you don't have to go there just yet if you don't want to. We'll go ahead and activate this with an Argent Thorn. That is 1 activated. And then we'll go ahead and run over here, defeat these enemies. And again, I'm going to be defeating every enemy. The good news is, once we've shown off fighting every enemy, we actually don't need to show it off for the rest of the episode. So that's what's different about this versus, I think, the Marhin Garden. Marhin Garden, you had to do a lot. So because every floor was just a fight, you would go through like 5, 6, 7 floors, and it would take an hour to get through a Marhin Garden floor. However, in this one, it's much quicker. You just run in, kill some enemies, and already we could leave if we wanted to. Again, I recommend we don't. I recommend we go grab the chests as well as kill the enemies. But I probably won't have to show off all those. I will show off that little crystal we see right there, though. Let's go ahead and get this. I wanted to use Grimcat here, but that's fine. We'll get the stun. And Knights of Arcadia. And then get the kill. Grab this chest. These chests are random. It's not necessary that you'll get the exact same thing from every single chest, but I recommend opening them up anyways. And finally, you have these little crystals here. Typically, they'll drop items or Grim tokens. So there are some little challenges that'll require you to break some objects, which are just these things, the Grim tokens, all that stuff. Hit them if you see them. You don't have to go out of your way, but you can get things like U materials from them, as well as you saw the Grim tokens. So it's not really, it's not worth it. Like, it is definitely beneficial in order to break them, and if you really wanted to grind U materials and other things, this is a very cheap and easy way to get that done. So go ahead and cut through this. We don't need to activate any more devices, but I do want to go ahead and, well, Katre learned serious, he learned a new craft there. I will go ahead and just finish off this floor because it's much easier. Now, I'll explain one more thing at the very end of this dungeon that I will be doing off camera. I really don't like doing many things off camera in the Trails series. I like to do a lot of it with you guys. There's things like fishing that I think I at least show off, and then I just do it till I'm done, because a couple episodes ago it took me 45 minutes to get through all the fishing, which is a little bit long, but then we can grab this chest. This will be something else I do off camera. Right there we got a gold skill stone. I will explain those when it matters. I'm sure you've seen that already. I don't think we have any, but you've probably seen that we can get some. Is that the exit, or is the key event over here the exit? Why does it have a key event back here? No, that is 100% the exit. If I step on this, does this teleport me to the... Yep, okay, that's what this teleport is for. This just gets me to the end of the zone. So, I'll go ahead and just start clearing through some of these enemies. If anything special happens, I'll let you know. We're just gonna go check the treasure chest real quick. We gotta level up on Bear Guard, but we're gonna go ahead and pick up this chest for a Lunar Verse. And then we only have one more chest to get, so let's go ahead and run over there and grab that one real quick. I do want to quickly show off Grimcat, so let's go ahead and use this. Now we're in Grimcat mode. I guess this isn't a permanent thing like it typically is whenever you're in a fight, but we got the stun there. I want to just see if I can get this kill before we get into the fight. There we go. Do we stay in Grimcat? I think we do, actually. That's what I was trying to check there. But let's go ahead and finish going through here. I don't know if I already explained this as we just grabbed this last chest here, but this is a randomly or procedurally generated dungeon, meaning my layout will not be the exact same as your guys's, my chests will not be the exact same as you, my objectives won't be the same as you, but the enemies that are located will always be the same. The enemies that are found in floor 1 will always be the enemies found in floor 1, no matter if you do it 20 times, no matter if your floor 1 looks different, none of that. The actual enemies themselves will always be the same, and any important loot you might get will always be the same. For the most part, your objectives, your treasure chests, your layouts are all going to be different, as well as your rewards you get from everything. This one might not be. This one might be like static just because it's your first one, but you can see there we got some Time Sepith, some in action 1 and a cast 1 as our rewards for this floor.
What's next?
Now we get to go to the next area. So we have, again, two options. We can either go to the next tile, or we can go grab this something happens. I'm going to grab the tile just because I need to fight all the enemies in this location. Well, actually, let me see. Have I fought all the enemies already? I have. However, for reasons that'll be made known to us after we beat the Garden, I'm going to go ahead and hop into another door here to go fight some more enemies. Again, we'll just skip through most of this. We want to slay 3 foes in field battle, slay 5 foes in command battle, perform S-crafts. Should be easy enough. Since I fight most of the horses whenever we're in field battle. But honestly, we'll just hop into this for command battle. And then Grim Knight Rogue, a Rouge, there we go. That's 1 S-craft. And then we have to fight these guys in command battle too, unfortunately, because didn't exactly prioritize this. We'll go ahead and hop in again. And then do a Knights of Arcadia. I probably could just Grim Knight Rogue as well, or Rouge. There we go. That's our S-crafts done, so the portal already opens up. Well, we'll go ahead and get our bonus objectives completed real quick. How big is this floor? We'll probably want to go backwards first. We'll go ahead and finish clearing out this side. We need to get the kills in field battle, so let's just go ahead and do that real quick. There we go, perfect. And then I'm just going to hop straight into it. Sometimes if they're easy enough like these guys are, you don't even need to worry about getting the breaks or anything.
even break a sweat.
We'll grab this chest for a Lunarverse. You can see we're getting a bunch of Lunarverses, so we could theoretically upgrade them to another version, or you can sell them, or you can just use a bunch of Lunarverses on everyone. I think you can get all of the named orbaments that aren't like special ones that you get from achievements. And this should be another one defeated. There we go. And that's all the enemies we had to defeat in command battles and in field battles. So we'll go ahead and just quickly clear out the rest of this floor and get to the end. Our first chest has, just another Lunarverse, a green skill stone. Again, we'll go over those once we learn about skill stones. Our next one right here has another Lunarverse. Great. And then only one more to get all the way over there towards the exit. And the last chest has a gold skill stone. Now, we've actually already hit our goal, which is to hit level 13 on all of our characters. That's just how good you can level up in Grim Garten. And if you remember, I think I'm having a connectivity issue with my controller. Because I don't know why I kept running there. But I think I may need to factory reset my controller. That's been an issue I've been having. If you ever notice in cutscenes, when it just stops and I don't progress the cutscene, that's because my controller just DCs. Like, it just doesn't connect to my computer for whatever reason. So I think I might need to do a hard reset of that. But as you saw, we did hit level 13, or I was saying we hit level 13. That was our goal because we gained 2 levels here in Marhian Garden. Now, because of the level difference, we're really not going to get anything else. We're going to start getting diminishing returns. So there really isn't a reason to keep fighting enemies other than a objective that I'll go over after we actually get through this garden the first time. Ow. Let's go ahead and just get rid of this. He has frost. There we go. I was like, he has frost and he didn't get procced by it. That's crazy. There we go. That is all the enemies on this floor as well, and all of our objectives completed. So go ahead and step inside.
Stage cleared.
We got our rewards: a Mirage, Sepith, Diamond Ring, and Fear.
What's next?
And now we can go ahead and move on to the boss himself. So let's go ahead and approach.
Let's do this.
So here we go. The first domain end.
Let's take a quick pit stop.
There used to be healing things before, but I guess I don't have that anymore. Look out. What the heck is this thing? Some kind of giant bat beast? Or wait, it's more like... That is no mere monster, but a fiend. No, it may be better described as a demon. The Dark Valron. Increased spiritual pressure confirmed. Threat level estimated to match or exceed that of a mid-ranking cryptid. This data density, it's way too high for just a simulation. Don't let it shake, you guys. Pull together and kick its ass. Tamam, prepare to be vanquished, wicked Jin. So here we go. The fight against the guardian of this floor. Now, we're going to just open with a Knights of Arcadia, just to get rid of the little guys. And all we have left is the Dark Valron, so we'll go ahead and push up. We'll go ahead and use a Klein Force to increase damage. And then Judith can head in here. I don't have any good magical users right now, unfortunately, because On Yes wasn't available, and I didn't want to bring Katra into this. Ouchie, please let me play as Elaine. Alright, here's Elaine. So, when she hit level 13, she got access to the ability. I believe it's Resonant Glow here. Or is it Lord Ortis? I think it's Resonant Glow. Essentially, you get a boosted recovery, but let me make sure this is what I want. Yes, it is what I want. So essentially, the boss has sub-objectives that you cannot view till you beat him the first time. This specific boss's sub-objectives are to win without anyone getting KO'd and win within 40 turns. What Resonant Glow is going to let me do is it will boost the recovery and the arts resistance of all my characters. So, go ahead and probably just Klein Force again. And then we want to essentially just be using whatever we can here. Use our S-Breaks when we get them. And then do a normal attack. And then Elaine gets to go again, so we don't need to do that a second time because you can see we still have all of our buffs on all of our characters. Good counter. Let's go for... Actually, I don't even need to use that, really. I don't want to use arts. You can see we're doing a lot of damage. We just actually have to... Ooh, that hurt. We got to get the kill here. So, Vandalize Raid. It is a crit. And then Howling Ruin. In bosses like this, you kind of just want to use these whenever you get them because you can't do it twice in a row. So you might as well just do it as soon as you get the ability to. That way you can start recharging the S-Craft for later. There's Demon's Roar giving him Insight. Insight lets you dodge attacks more easily. I think we're good for one more turn without Elaine needing to use her buff here. Ooh, that's a problem. So I'm actually going to try a new craft. This is... I don't have Impede. Uh-oh. Never mind. I don't have anything to impede, so we'll do a normal attack. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. No, we're fine. We eat that. Knights of Arcadia. You can see their CP is to the right of their characters. I've actually never talked about it, but it's your third stat. It's where you see HP, EP, and CP. You need 100 CP to S-Break. So let's go for an EX chain. Perfect. Huge amount of damage. And then Burgard will also get an EX chain here. And we should kill right here. Yes, we do. That actually should be all the bonus objectives as well, but I don't believe you can view the sub-objectives until you beat it the first time. So we'll just... I think it'll pop up here. Apparently there was a charging station. I just missed it. Back behind me. Phase change. Whoa, they turned back? What's the deal with that?
Well done, everyone.
We'll explain later. For now, I'll send y'all back to the entrance.
And so when you kill the boss, you get sent back to the entrance. And there's our bonus objective. So we did clear them all on our first try, which is nice. We get some magic droplets, vitality droplets, and earth sepith. If you didn't clear it, you can, of course, run back through here again to try to get it. And you can see we got the B rank. On top of that, we got some WP, G tokens, and an MVP bonus. Your MVP, just like at the end of chapters, your MVP is the person that typically does the most. So either deals more damage, does more healing, all that stuff. Typically, it's just whoever you're playing as. I highly recommend you try to get at least everybody MVP at least one time. If not, just try to prioritize the people you're going to be playing as. So for this, I used Elaine, but if I ever run it again, I probably will use someone else just so they can get the MVP. Van can, in fact, get the MVP here. I do not believe Van can get the MVP of the post-chapter rewards. So go ahead and close out of that. Just remember we got a B rank, because that's going to be important here in a second as well. Afterward, Van and company withdrew from the domain's depths and returned to the gateway of the Grim Garten. Although the inexplicable occurred at the very last second, they were nevertheless informed that their initial request has been successfully completed. So, you managed to regain a sliver of control over the first domain, then? Correct. The team assigned by the Epstein Foundation notified us as much. Simply defeating the Guardian was not enough to liberate the domain completely. But you did succeed in doing so as to a limited extent, as well as discovering a route of attack into the next domain. You kinda lost me there. Basically, the castle's still under the enemy's thumb, except now we can go farther in. Yapparoonie, it's looking like the tech team's already started their analysis too. You should be able to reach the second domain once they're done, but... The circumstances are a far cry from those of the original Marhian Garden. There's this gateway for one. Not to mention before, we were provided with shops and cube analysis services by the Marduk Company. Plus a whole slew of other perks, courtesy of Mirabelle. The craft enhancement feature was a nice touch. Well that's just sweet as sugar to hear, but we were the ones who asked you for your help in the first place. Foundation is currently attempting to restore those services, but the process is largely trial and error. As expected, implementing them will be no easy task due to the high degree of control the Society has over the Garten. However, I'm told that it may be possible to create a back door, given the appropriate trigger. Huh? Well, it ain't like a perfect fix is gonna drop in out of thin air just like that.
Oh, fine. Twist my arm.
This is Mare.
I guess I can help you with this much.
Wait, what? That voice. Hold on a moment. That sounded like... Actually, before that, what's with these gates? This is the first we've heard from her since the incident in April. I take it that was Mare speaking just now. Sure was. Mare is our AI.
Yeah. Just tell me what you want.
That's usually her response when she's not being sentient. Yeesh, and here I thought you were on snooze. You pick the weirdest times to come in handy. Not sure why Mare picked now of all times to crash the scene, but we'll just put that on the back burner. Anyhow, it looks like the shops and cube analysis function are working just peachy again. Well, that was almost too easy. Not that I mind her bailing us out. Doesn't that look pretty different from how they were back in the Nihon days, though, right? Yes, as with both the domains and game board stages, the design and specifications of these services have been modified by the Foundation. Marduk's support has been renamed into the Epstein Workshop, whereas Mystic Cube Analysis is now Grimoire Decryption. A little too much effort, it seems, was put into making them theme appropriate, but they're relatively easy to use, so please do give them a try. Sure, shall we go take a look then? They're just throwing us these doors, right? Let's head on through. The Epstein Workshop and Grimoire Decryption have been added to the Grim Garten. About Grimoire Decryption. The Grim tokens found during your previous expedition are items that can be used in Grimoire Decryption. The more Grimoires you decrypt, the greater the variety of items you can obtain. Select Grimoire Decryption from the menu and try it for yourself. So, essentially, these are loot boxes. We're going to begin Grimoire Decryption. And you can use G tokens in order to decrypt a grimoire. Decryption is performed in increments of 10 with a maximum of 100 possible at a time. I like to max out. We're going to use... Well, we'll just do all 10 for now because I don't actually know if we can use it on anything else. So let's go ahead and only use 3,000 Grim tokens.
All right, let's begin.
We'll decipher 10 grimoires.
Here we are.
I'll let this play one time and I'm skipping every time past this. And you'll get a variety of random items, kind of. So, there's a couple things you'll only be able to get once. The first are music discs like this. These are battle game music that can be played here, as well as a lot of the times the costumes are also one-time onlys. However, things like the U materials, the curio bombs, the antiseptics, all that stuff you can get over and over again. So, if you want to check what all you can get, you can go to list of rewards, and you can see here all the different stuff you can get that are one-time only items. The droplets and the items are not. You can get these over and over again, same with quartz and accessories and mats. However, your key items, so right up here, all of these you can only get one time. So I think you actually, the music disc we just got might have been right here. Kind of wish I would have checked beforehand. You can get music discs, Zypha covers, certain accessories, different hair colors for your characters, outfits for your characters, including things like Onyes's Daybreak 1 outfit, Onyes's Daybreak 2 outfit, and Van's old outfit, and without the coat, all that sort of stuff, as well as skill shards. I believe these skill stones actually are an infinite amount, but I could be wrong. We'll go ahead and leave this. We will use all these here in a second. But it's going to teach us about Epstein's Workshop. Press X in the Garden menu to switch over to Epstein Workshop.
Make yourself at home.
And, alrighty, the shop and our other services are officially open for business. We've made some slight changes here and there, so feel free to fiddle around and see what's new. Sounds good. In that case, I'll poke my nose around. Epstein's Workshop. The workshop is equipped with various shops and recovery functions. That's basically it. Alright, if you got skill stones, you can beef up your combat techniques. Same drill as before. Except this time you don't have to log into the Garten whenever you get a hankering to do a tune-up. You can strengthen them anytime, anywhere, straight from the Zypha. How's that for convenient? Nice. Appreciate the quality of life change. So, skill stones. Skill stones are used to upgrade crafts of your characters. The red skill stones upgrade physical crafts. The blue skill stones upgrade magic crafts. The green upgrade supports. And the gold upgrade S crafts. And then, you have your character skill stones. Upgrade a specific character's craft regardless of the craft's type. So essentially, You can either upgrade anything on a specific character if you have their skill stone, or you can upgrade only specific things but on any character with the red, blue, green, and gold skill stones. That is kind of where they've changed the skill stones up a little bit and made it a little bit more accessible. Crafts level 6 and onwards are only available once the character has reached level 30 or above. We'll show that off here in a second. And that covers it. By the way, I'm fixing to hand over the helm of the workshop to Altina pretty soon. This is the only time you're getting support from yours truly, so burn these last moments in your mind while you can. Will do. So, the elixir. You can use it to fully recover everything on all your characters, but it does cost Mira. You can use workshop points.
Trading in your points?
I actually don't think we have any of them, but essentially as you get points, you can buy different things. So workshop points, we have 100 so far, so we wanted to buy different hair colors, we could, as well as skill stones. I recommend you try to hold off on using these for like the majority of the game, and you convert skill stones into more points.
Appreciate your business.
Shop discount. You can also use workshop points to give a discount rate. This is what I actually would recommend you use workshop points for. You can change your battle game music.
All right. What can I do you for?
You can buy equipment and customize your characters. And yes, it is better gear than what you can buy right now in the game. I won't be buying anything probably just yet, but do keep an eye on this because you can essentially buy the best gear for all your characters from this place, as well as upgrade all of them. And then you can exchange your Sepith Mask here as well, and equip different things.
Appreciate your business. Let me know if
You
need
can
anything,
also
okay?
come in here and buy different ingredients, different fishing gear, different support items, different healing items. You can trade stuff in for different things. I won't be trading anything in right now.
Thanks,
And
a fun
finally, you can go to the
good
ornament shop
stuff
and you can
lined
buy all the different ornaments that you normally could. You can buy plugins, and we do have new ones, so we will go ahead and be picking up all these plugins. These are, again, just the spells that you can give to different characters. This is like your next tier, so tier heals, Tira heals more, and so on. So go ahead and just use pretty much all of our money on everything here. And then I wasn't done yet. And then we'll go ahead and explain one last thing before we end off the episode, because I figured the Garten, at least this time through the Garten, was going to be majority of the episode here. I think that is everything. So we can also customize if we want to, but I don't need to right now.
Thanks a bundle.
Let's go ahead and head back to the previous menu.
For you.
We can do our Conquer the Garten. So, I'll go to party lineup. No, I don't need to, actually. But we'll just Conquer the Garten. You'll see here, we are rank B. This floor is completed, but we do not have access to the next one. If we display settings, we can see how we're going to get a higher rank. So, rank C is if you beat it and did not complete any of these objectives. Rank B is if you completed 1. Rank A is if you completed 2. Rank S is if you completed all of them. I highly, highly, highly recommend you get an S rank on every single one. However, you cannot view the objectives until you clear it the first time. On top of that, these things do not carry over, so you actually do not ever have to beat the boss again. So for example, right now my only objectives are clear 3 times and complete all stage missions. Essentially that just means we have to go to the different stages and complete all the objectives 3 times and select treasure tiles 2 times. I do not have to beat the boss in order to get that. All I have to do is hop in, grab this chest, for example, and now I can just leave. I don't even have to stick around here. We can just hit main menu, and I want to say, actually, how do I leave here? Is it just B? Yeah, we can withdraw, and you're going to see I have 1 more treasure chest completed. I then can hop back in to get a new lineup of treasure chests, hop back in once more, grab this treasure chest, and you're going to see I can, once again, leave. And then finally, I can hop in one last time, and if I want to, I can just go treasure chest, but I do have to complete this floor, so I will just quickly go ahead and beat this doorway in order to actually advance. So I'll go ahead and get all of the objectives done with this one. I'll see you guys here in a second. So I've cleared out all the objectives here. We'll go ahead and leave. And, come on, Bear Guard, line up. We're playing as Bear Guard just so we get a new MVP. Get our bonuses.
Where to now?
And now we can check and we've completed everything. However, I do believe at this point you do need to clear the boss in order to get that highest rank. So go ahead, walk here, we get an attack power, and we'll go ahead and beat the boss real quick.
Let's do this.
Also, I do see that there's this that I just completely missed last time. Let's hit that charging station and go fight the boss real quick. Man, this boss is really annoying until you get that stun.
Mission complete.
And there we go. Now we've cleared it. Doesn't matter if you get the bonus objectives. You'll just get more rewards. So if you want to just spam the boss fights, you can, as long as you're getting bonus objectives. But because we cleared it with all of the objectives completed, we get an S rank, meaning we get 6,000 G tokens as well as SP plus 2. And we get Burgard's skill stone because he was the MVP. And there we go. We now have an S rank in the Spectral Forest. So we can go ahead and just leave out of here. We'll go ahead and do the final Grimoire decryption. I do believe these items change as you play more, but let's go ahead and just decrypt everything we possibly can. We can get 60. We'll go ahead and decrypt them. Then we're just gonna skip. I just like to skip through the end. You can see all you get. Got some green skill stones. Got brown hair for Judith. A Zifa cover for Rosette. We have Katre's old outfit. Fairy's old outfit. A Zypha cover for Fairy. Elaine's old outfit. Marginal Crisis. Role to play. And that's it. So a bunch of good things there. Now I'm curious if I go check out here. Yes, these for sure go away as you're getting more of them. Because I think if we go to Elaine's old outfit, I mean, you can clearly see like Fairy's is missing from here. Because she had old outfit A, so they do go away once you get them. And the last thing we'll show off is, if you want to, because I actually haven't really shown off full-on outfits, you can go ahead and get a bunch of stuff here. You'll get, whenever you complete a S-rank domain, you'll get a Breath, which is a recovery art, plus 50%. On top of that, when you get an MVP for a person, on top of just getting the 1 MVP skill stone, you'll also get 15 because you complete the mission. So that's why I recommend you get at least it with every person. If you never know if you get it, honestly, just look to see how many skill shards you have. If you have more than 1 for a character, then you most likely have it. Now, we can also just show off the costumes real quick because who got it? Judith has different hair, so if we go to hair color, you can change her to brown hair. I won't be. On top of that, you can also view, like, we have masks, sunglasses. You have nothing, Judith sunglasses. But Elaine has her old outfit. I actually really like her new outfit. But yeah, you could change their outfits to make them look different. That'll be for cutscenes and for battle. And finally, let's go to the Epstein workshop. And
What can I do you
where
for?
can I use? It actually didn't tell me where I can upgrade my crafts. So is that in crafts here? Yes. So you can kind of see what level your craft is. Your craft gets leveled up the more you use it. And you can see what stone it'll cost to use. So for example, to use Vandalize Raid X, we will have to use 2 more gold skill stones. However, as you might have noticed, it's already been upgraded. So you don't even necessarily have to use your skill stones at all. And to get it even further, all you got to do is hit level 30 and then go even past that. Most people will have at least or only 1 S craft, but you can see the more you use it, they do level up. I always like to hold off on using it as long as I possibly can. And if they have 2 S crafts like Aaron here does, it'll just be question mark, question mark, question mark. Looks like a lot of our characters have 2 S crafts. But yeah, also if you want to use it, you just click A and you'll be able to level up to the next level. But it is basically an XP, so it's not a guaranteed level up. You don't even have to use skill stones at all, but if you want to, they're here. And so, when you're done in the garden, I have done everything I possibly can in the garden. I do not have another floor available to me. You can just go ahead and exit the Grim Garden. And anytime you want to come back, you just have to walk back up to any of those little gates. Now then, can we count on you to continue this undertaking in additional 4SPG? Well, we never did pick up on the Society's trail or whatever it is thereafter. But the pay and benefits sound pretty damn hefty, so we'll work our way through it here and there. Thank you very much. I'm sure the Foundation team will greatly appreciate it. Same goes for the folks on our end. Truth told, I felt bad dumping this all on the Foundation. Mayor button in has me curious too, so I'm gonna look into that when I get the chance. Please do. I shall provide my aid whenever so you require it. See you next time, Altina. Nice working with you again. We'll have to remember to show on Yes around here once she meets back up with us. That is not the only thing that the Garten can do, but it is the only thing we can do now, so I'll explain more as we unlock more. Thank you for the support, Mirabelle. I will attempt to handle matters on my own going forward. You got this, hon. Just don't go stressing yourself too hard, okay? Looks like you're still on standby for today, but I bet things will pile up fast once night rolls around, huh? I'm afraid I can't comment on that. Now, if you'll excuse me. Must be a lot going down over in the Empire. Nice to see she's still keeping at it, though. Reminds me a little of how Rosette used to be way back when. Well, no time to waste. I just need to support the project with Kasim. Alright, gotta finish briefing our fresh hires on their assignments by EOD, too.
And so the naive set foot inside, with not one unexpected face among their ranks.
This isn't Campanella. No, okay, it's the new guy.
Though I am yet unacquainted with all but the Roaring Lion, my hopes are lofty for them, the shackled hero included. The professor's self-interest is irksome, to be sure, but so long as that boy can be trusted with preparations on the surface, I will continue to lend my aid behind the scenes. Next comes the second domain. It is yet too early to make introductions, but perhaps I shall have the girl observe, if nothing else.
I'll say, I already like this better than the Marhian Garten. This is what the Marhian Garten and the Reverie Corridor should have been. Well, that took us way off schedule. Seems like a case worth our while, though. Not to sound like a broken record, but we should clear through more of it when we get the chance. Agreed. Doing so may give us some insight on the Society's activities. Once again, you have my gratitude on behalf of the Marduk Company. Don't sweat it. We got plenty out of the deal ourselves. That's enough of that for now, though. Back to those patrols on our agenda. You can now travel outside of Old Town again. Other districts contain grim portals as well, so use your shard search to find them as the need arises. So yeah, there are other grim portals everywhere. We do need to find them for achievements associated with finding all the grim portals, but that doesn't mean we'll have access to new layers of the Garten. I'll let you know, but also I'm pretty sure we'll get a phone call from Altina every single time we get a new floor to the Garten, so we don't need to worry about that just yet. A good rule of thumb is you'll probably get access to a new floor of the Garten every chapter, or every act, rather. It might be every chapter. We'll see. But as you can see, we now have access to 4 new districts. Yeah, Act 1 is essentially just going through all of Edith to every single district that we've been to throughout the series, including Riverside, Tyrell District, Auber District, and the Grand Circuit, with their own set of side quests, as you can see by those little green exclamation points. But guys, I think we're going to go ahead and wind things down here. In the next episode, we'll go ahead and start exploring the rest of Edith. I will see you guys then.